Alrighty, so here we are back with the next episode of Tropico 6, and we are currently moving on to mission number 6, which is Tropicoland. Tropicoland, El Presidente is devoted to realizing his fondest dream of an extraordinary theme park, and the intellectuals have just the idea to create the PR buzz. Tourists will love their Jurassic creations, if they succeed. Okay, so we're playing on the hard difficulty, of course, so let's get into it.
Presidente, most people do not believe in science. It is too far-fetched. It is not something they can see with their own eyes. But we know better, Presidente. Science does exist, and it has a dark side. Do you remember the creatures, Presidente? Do they still haunt the innermost cavities of your mind? I remember the claws, the blood, the horror. Every night I pray to forget. Presidente, it is time to realize your fondest dream. No, not that one. Tropicoland, Presidente. Your very own theme park.
Why now? Because the TAO Index, Presidente, the Themed Amusement Organization's Success Index, shows falling attendances in parks across the world. People must want something different, which is exactly what we can supply. If we raise our score, we can become a new #1 in foam-headed family entertainment. Cool. So now we have our first main quest. Our first objective in our main quest: increase your Themed Amusement Organization TAO Index all the way up to 165, and then reach concurrent tourist 200. Sure thing.
A theme park, Presidente, with real live dinosaurs. Okay, don't ask for friendly velociraptors though. That's just a bit silly.
Actually, I recently saw an excellent documentary film in which dinosaurs were remade, or resorinated, as we experts would say, using blood taken from fossilized prehistoric insects. All I need is a lab, Presidente, a big one, with lots of buttons, flashing LEDs, and some big obsolete tape machines. So we need to have a research lab. Sure thing. Now, if you quickly pause the game and restart, and then skip the opening cinematic, you'll end up saving a lot of time, like a month or two, which is how we are at January 1st, 1989. Okay, so, we have a pretty decent little start here. Now, there is a number of things, so I have played this mission just a little bit, and let's go ahead and max out the budget on our Cyber Operations Center. No. Yes, no. No. Let's actually decrease the budget on it. Still giving 75 efficiency. We're only paying 85, which compared to 170, it's like a lot of money saved. Job quality is still good. The wage is still 15, which is what we want, and that should be fine there. The palace, let's go ahead and decrease the budget once. The high school, let's go ahead and go with this budget. We're just trying to keep the wages just above 10. Construction offices, we can control click that to set all of the construction offices to the max budget. Teamster's office, we could probably leave there. We'll focus on the industry here in a moment. Let's max out the budget on the cathedral. Let's go ahead and leave both tenements up, I suppose. Opera house. You know what? Let's go ahead and demolish this, actually. Keep the clinic around. We have 2 industry buildings over here. We got the textile mill and a juicery. Factory ranch. Everything's looking pretty good. Got a grocery down here. Let's max out the budget on that. Let's max out the budget on the parking deck. Let's actually demolish this telepheric station. So if we demolish this telepheric station, we're probably going to want to relocate our cocktail bar. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to turn this entire area into a lot of hotels, skyscraper hotels, offices, that sort of thing. So that's going to require us to move a lot of this stuff out of the way. So let's get to that. Let's move these over here. Let's move this guy here. And let's go ahead and relocate this one to here. Perfect. Good enough. Now, things are looking pretty good. Let's max out the budget. Oh, that's already maxed out. Parking decks are maxed out. Everything's looking pretty good. Let's demolish this fast food joint. Cool. So we're not going to need bus garages either. Let's max out the budget on the factory ranch. Okay,
Time is precious.
I think I've said everything as good as I can. Let's leave it on all citizens vote. We don't want to have a lot of rebellion going on. Let's go with pacifist state. Pacifism and tourism go hand in hand. Let's go ahead and do energy efficient. We want as much electricity as possible for all of our tourism. For the separation of powers, let's do true separation. Extra liberty never hurt. For healthcare, let's go with... Let's honestly go with paid healthcare. Personal rights, we'll do privacy rights. Cool. Paid healthcare, this is going to give us a 20% increase to the efficiency of all of our medical buildings, so that's pretty nice. And then of course, privacy rights and the personal rights, that's going to give us just a little bit more of the oh so coveted liberty. So that's all good. Now, let's quickly check in on our population. Lots of homeless families, number of unemployed people, so let's go ahead and focus first and foremost on jobs. Now, I do want to do a bit of changing up of things. Let's first demolish all of this housing. Demolish up all of these parks as well.
New genetically modified crops are a smash hit in the neighboring islands of the Pobreza Republic. Farmers say, we love paying for seed grain every year.
So let's get to doing just a tad bit of relocating of things. Let's do this there, that there. Cool. So I want to go with our very simple city block style that I typically do on most islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a bit of relocating of these. Just tidying up the neighborhoods, getting things nice and orderly so that we can move forward very smoothly. Whoa, uneven terrain. Yeah, right. Cool. Just gotta game it up sometimes. So we're gonna leave things just so we can sort of maintain some of our money for a bit. And now comes the important bit. Let's go ahead and relocate this hotel to here. So we want to build up lots and lots of hotels and whatnot. Hotels and entertainment buildings are going to be the name of the game. Cool. Giving ourselves just a bit more space to move around with. Honestly, I kind of wish I would have put this fashion company here. But that's fine. You know what? We can just put a casino here. So we start with a number of windmills. So that's why we have electricity. We have 189 spare megawatts. That is all quite good. Let's max out the budget on our clinic. Get both the upgrades. Max out the budget on all of our hotels. We'll leave them on... Honestly, let's do Hotel Camarote for now. We'll probably switch them all back to... Well, you know what? We'll just end up replacing all the hotels eventually. For now, we'll have a lot of hotels on Hotel Camarote. That'll be sort of our goal. Let's quickly look at all the edicts. Not a whole lot that I'm thinking that we're going to need right away. Urban development will probably go a long ways. So let's go ahead and pick that up. And nothing else is really striking my fancy here. We need a research lab, so potentially we'll try and get that soonish. We want this building to be completely full, and then we want to actually send them to do the fantasy reviews raid over and over. High school, perfect. It's probably a good idea to go ahead and pick up a college as well. Yeah, let's spend like a lot of our money here. Let's get the research lab now, just so we don't have to worry about it in the future. Let's do that there. Then let's go ahead and pick up the college. Can do this here. Cool. And so now let's just spend the rest of our money on as many hotels as we can possibly afford. Kind of thinking one here would look cool. And then maybe one here. Let's go ahead and throw one here. And we're out of money. Cool. Good enough for now. Let's go ahead and throw in one singular park here. And then I want two 2x3s here. You know what? This might look cool too. Cool. So there we go. Very good start. All out of money, but that should be fine. Before we're completely out of money, let's see if we can pick up some trade deals for anything worthwhile. So interestingly, this mission starts with a shipyard, but you're actually not producing logs or even planks for that matter. So let's go ahead and see if we can pick up some planks. We do have a plank deal here. We're spending 3,000 for 1,000 units of wood. And then we need to divide that by like, so I guess multiply that. So 10,000 for this many boats. This math is confusing me sometimes. So we're spending like close to 3,000 for 1,000 planks at a time. And then nearly 10,000 planks will make 1,200 boats, right? So what is this again? 3,000 times 10 is 30,000. So $30,000 should make 1,200 boats. How much does 1,200 boats go for? Not nearly enough to make that worth it. Maybe my math's all wrong. We'll just go ahead and pick up. For now, let's do, I suppose, 10,000 units of imported planks should serve nicely. And that's all we'll do for now. So now, hopefully all of this goes well. Let's go into times 4 setting for now. Let everything get constructed up. I did a fair bit of good planning. Next up, all we need to do is set down a number of different housing. And make sure that our unemployed population gets jobs, make sure that they have homes so everyone's nice and happy. 16 new people just showed up, a tourist ship. Let's go ahead and open the raid screen, do the fantasy reviews. So right now only 10 tourists showed up, even though we have more than enough room for more than 10. As you can see, this hotel only has like, you know, 1 room taken. Cabana Village. Let's max out the budget here. And the reason is because of our tourist rating, which is 0 right now. So if we go and do the fantasy reviews, then we'll have a tourist rating of 100. And then we should instantly fill up all the hotels that we currently have available. So that's why we're focusing on that first. Having college educated Tropicans is going to be really nice. Let's go second highest budget, I suppose. Let's max out the budget here. Hotel Camarote. Good, good, good. Hotel Camarote. We have a college here. Someone's already becoming educated. Very nice to see. And so all of these college graduates, the main thing we're going to be using them on is offices. So we're going to get a lot of offices, and then we're going to replace our hotels with the skyscraper hotels. And then we'll replace all of our apartments with modern apartments. Very, very nice skyscraper.
We've got prehistoric insect fossils, Presidente, so let's find out what DNA we've got. I got crocodile in the sweepstake. That would be a downer.
So while we do that research, let's talk ethics. This is new to me. Apparently, scientists shouldn't do something just because they can. Have you ever heard of ethics, Presidente? No? It's new to me too. So have a spy academy, complete the espionage knowledge raid, and then we need at least 3,000 knowledge points. This will give us 15 points on our TAO index. Cool. Perfect, perfect. We had a bit of money there. I should have done something with it, but that's okay. Let's actually turn off the planks exports. We don't want to sell the planks that we just got for way less money than they're worth. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Cool. So all the planks will hang out here.
You're not terribly
they're
popular
moved.
with my friends, Presidente. They say the only thing green you're interested in is money.
Level up the legalized substances edict potentially could be worth because legalized substances will tourists pay $1 additional each time that they have to pay a fee. But this actually scales with the tourist only work mode, or like the little checkbox, and I think it'll actually increase their money way more than just $1. And then multiply times how many tourists you have, multiply times how many buildings they visit. This can end up making you a lot of money. Increases liberty, which is good, less rebellion going on. Increases thrill seeking and relaxation. Tourist ratings, such as free tourist rating. Decreases religious faction standing by 20, which is kind of a big hit. And same thing with the conservative faction. So ups and downs, as with a lot of edicts, but potentially worth picking up. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, expected revenue. I believe this changed. It used to show how much, what's it called, this was going to go
A
for.
multi-island theme park is always popular, Presidente. Armed insurrection, less so. People are aware of your history.
Assuming there's no revolution on the way, our biggest issue is transportation. Parents need a way to get their screaming progeny back to the soundproofed hotels, right? I've also been told we can't reasonably build bridges that look like giant tree branches, so keep them cheap, okay, Prez? So we gotta use bridges to connect the main island with the ancient ruins island. Build tourism buildings on 5 different islands, TAO index points, and 20 tourist ratings of 100. Cool. Connect the bridges. Alright, so it's been roughly a little over a year. We're deep into the negative, but that should change as time goes on a little bit. As you can see, our 1,000 planks
I'm authorized to say
our planks are starting to get consumed into boats. Very nice to see. Lots and lots of money for us to be making. You know what? Maybe I was mistaken about how much planks we actually needed to make the boats. Cool. That just means that we're making more money than I assumed. The industry buildings, the juicery, and the textile mill should be running fine. Same thing with our fashion
You
company.
hired scientists to design your theme park? Well, good to see you trying something new. It's usually left to the marketing team to screw up the project.
Well, I'll help if I can. Hey, if you want to raise up your theme park score, I'm going to advise that you build some traditional attractions, you know. What about the world's most dangerous Coastersaurus, huh? You've got to be this high to ride. Have roller coaster, activate work mode, best G ever for at least 1 roller coaster, and then have at least 25 tourists. So we'll get some more index points. That's what we'll be aiming for. Cool, cool, cool. Now, let's see. Still no money to be made yet, but that should change once we start shoving out all of our goods. More and more tourists are showing up. Did we finish the fantasy reviews? Yes. It'll take a bit of time for that to finish as well. If we need more electricity, we can control left click the budgets on our wind turbines, and that'll give us a lot of electricity. Lots of planks here. Kind of spending a lot of money on these planks, but hopefully it pays dividends with the boats that we'll be selling. I assume so. Okay, here goes out our goods. 31k. Good, good, good. We ended up building this casino, but I didn't do anything with it. Let's max out the budget and make this for tourists only. Cool. And we should research it. Cold War. I think this is in the Cold War. Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and research it, and then we can change this to double or nothing. And I talk about this kind of a lot, but what this ends up doing is it will pretty much make this one casino worth 2, and each tourist worth 2 tourists. So pretty big. The only downside is if no one's in it, then it's pretty much like you have 2 empty casinos. So potentially losing you a lot of money. Let's go to the research lab and decrease the budget to the minimum. I should have done that a long time ago.
How to put this?
We're in too deep into debt, but that's just what the game thinks. And let's actually go into... I want to try and get a plank deal that's better than the one we have.
Presidente, all my undock.
We'll just leave it for now. $36K, we're only selling 500 of the boats. We have
Do you know why our great...
more, potentially. 42K, that's good. Let's decrease, no, we'll leave that as is. This building here should start netting us some pretty good money. Especially once we start getting a lot more tourists on the island with this. Raid finished in about 9 months. So that's taking way longer than it did last time. So be careful with that if you're trying to complete this mission. Leaving the budget up a bit is definitely going to help out. At least some. Aluminum going out. College and high school educated people. Still no money in our coffers. That's fine though. Tourist ship, so 10 just left and 10 showed up, but on the next tourist ship, all of our hotels are going to completely fill up. So that'll be really good. Want to make sure we have as many rooms as available at this point. If I wouldn't have done so much reorganizing, then I would have had more money before we ran into the negative, and we would have had more hotels, meaning more tourists, but not much we can do about it now. Ultimately, this island should be net positive. We're spending 100 here, 50 there, 50 there. So kind of expensive. Spending 100 on each hotel, but they should end up netting us profit in the end. Income. Oh wow, look at that. 264 off of a hotel, and we're only spending $100 on it. That's kind of good.
Me and the penguin share a
We'll probably end up building a cabaret. So 152 tourists just showed up. That's really good. Really, really quite good. Let's actually get the Cyber Operations Center. Open raid screen. Let's do this, and then let's shift left click this to repeat the fantasy reviews. We'll just keep that going forever. Previously I was like focusing on doing more imports and going with the market manipulation import to try and maximize our chances of getting good import deals for goods that we were going to process. But this time I figured we might as well just pick up like one good plank deal, and then the rest should be fine. So this deal, 40% is better than the 50% above average. So let's go ahead and cancel this one, and then let's pick up the plank deal for... Oh, we don't even have enough, so huge mistake on my part, but it should be fine. Wonder how many planks we have saved up. 1,600. Hopefully we can make enough money soon enough to actually get another plank deal underway. All of our hotels are almost completely full at least. Double or nothing. Once all the tourists make it into their hotels and then start to get settled in, this casino should be completely full all the time, which will be very, very good. And there it is. So pretty soon, it hasn't even really made us money, but very soon we should see some pretty good numbers coming from this one building alone. It should net us, I would say, like 10,000 every like couple months already. We just made 3K.
A good leader listens to the people,
Cool, and just like that, we are back into the positive, so let's set up even more hotels. Well, you know what? Before we do that, we should probably focus a bit on our population. We have a lot of homeless families. We could probably do with like 2 tenements and then a number of the apartments. You know what? Let's just do 1 tenement for now. Sort of over here is what I'm thinking, and then let's do apartments. As many as we can. It's probably going to be best. Let's relocate this grocery to here. And then let's build an apartment here. Just play for just a moment. Relocate this apartment to here. demolish up all these roads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Drag this down to here. Good enough. Okay. Like the way that all looks. Let's go ahead and get just a couple more of these very nice apartments placed down. Do you have any money for any more hotels? No, that's fine though. Checking on this building. Yep, so it's made us 2K. Once all these tourists leave and new ones show up, then we'll make even more money off of it. All fine and dandy for us. Just like that, we made enough money for at least one more hotel. No, we didn't. They're 4.4K each. Do we not have enough? No, we need at least above negative 5 point something. Cool, there we go. Another hotel coming in. Can we construct any more roads? Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. This building's netted us over 10K now, or around 10K at least. Very good to see, and we just made a lot of money off of our freighters. Let's see if we can pick up a good plank steel. 45%, not in love with it. You know what, let's go ahead and set up a customs office. Just go ahead and throw it there, right here. I can't really think of anything that I can imagine we're gonna need, so let's go ahead and just throw in 2 random parks. Cool. In front of our clinic as well, let's go ahead and throw that in. Press play, not play. Let's build up some more hotels this time. Cool. That is quite a bit more hotels, quite a bit more rooms, quite a bit more people showing up. Let's go into research. Let's actually research the Free Wheels Edict and we'll enact it. Just because all tourists are going to be able to use cars now, anyone, literally anyone with a job can use a car. So the entire island should be very mobile, moving around. And let's go ahead and start focusing on some of the other little mission objectives. Let's go ahead and demolish this. Previously,
Concerned about foreign trade putting you out of a job? Fear not! The customs office is here to protect you by monitoring international trade.
let's go ahead and research the customs office as well. That's going to give us access to reduce import taxes. Cool. So now we can get better deals on imports, which should be very good for us. So right here, look at that, planks from America. Let's see if we can fill in all the people here. How much longer is this deal going for? 10 months. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it to try. Right before the next ship shows up, I'll try and remember to hire in people for this. Right in front of our cathedral as well. Let's go ahead and throw in some parks. I'm kind of thinking something like this could look pretty good. Cool, cool. Now, 5%, so that means someone else showed up, I believe. Yes. Cool. Wonder how many college graduates we've had. 0. But we're starting to fill this building in, so that's nice. Max out the budget. Hotel Camarote on all of these. Very good. Checking on the population. Cool, cool. Very good. Everything's looking up. Yeah, we're gonna need to hire in people here anyways, so let's go ahead and just do that now. And what we need to do is actually build a roller coaster for this mission objective here. And I was looking through and I found this really cool spot. There's like one tiny spot where you can fit it right there. Let's see if we can drag a road up just there. Cool. Let's go ahead and research the roller coaster while we're at it. And we can go ahead and switch that on over to the work mode to finish that mission objective very quickly. Cool. Max out budget. Hopakarote. Fantasy reviews is done again. Very good. Cabana Village. Demolish it. I never moved this cocktail bar. Let's make this for tourist only and let's relocate it to, I suppose, around here would be a good spot. And we can throw in a park right here. Cool, cool, cool. On the maxed out budget, we get a wage of 10, which is what we could, like more, as much as we could ask for. And not much else we can do about that. It's a nice little building. We're going to need to build some entertainment buildings for our population. So maybe that's what we'll focus on a little bit next. Maybe another casino right here for our population. And then next up I kind of want to build a cabana for tourists. Roller coaster should be done. And then we'll focus on bridging all the way out to right here. And then, you know, you need to build one tourist building on each of the little islands, at least 5 different islands. And you can just build the cheapest one, the cabins. So that's what we'll focus on. Get that done, get 2 mission objectives done very quickly, and then we'll focus on the Spy Academy, and that'll probably be the end of our first episode here. Go back into ×4, wait for some more money to be in our pockets. Oh no. Let's max out the budget here. 5 months, okay, we should be able to get this good plank deal sealed in. With the work mode, reduce import taxes, we get a decent deal. So we're importing planks for 1,800. Let's go ahead and pick up, honestly we could just do 160,000 units. And that means that we will never run out of planks. And we're getting them at a pretty decent little deal there. Thinking about it, let's see what else do we want to do. Let's go ahead and throw down our population's casino. And we can throw in just a number of quick parks. Let's do something like the Bellagio. Cool. How are we doing on electricity? Hopefully fine. How much does this building take? $25, okay. Let's go ahead and throw in some restaurants just around. Let's do one here and then one for our population over here. Cool. Can throw in a quick little park like that. Seems fine. Another park right here. I kind of like this one. And there we go. Probably be a good idea to get down an actual hospital kind of soon. And now, anytime we get any good import deals, we'll go ahead and start sealing them in. We'll probably aim for mainly just America. Just keep it simple and do one superpower so that we don't gotta think about it too much. Export rubber, fish, cotton, cars. Cars would be a good one if we get really good deals on that.
Announcing the winner of our competition to win a signed portrait of El Presidente. Penultimo! Congratulations, number 2! We knew 1,000 entries would suffice.
Let's go ahead and research the restaurant. This is going to allow us to do kids menu, which increases fee, which is pretty important for tourist buildings. So that's very good for us. We'll leave the restaurant for our population on cloth napkins. Fantasy reviews is done again. Oh, we have a beach resort. Didn't even think about this. Let's go ahead and make that for tourist only as well. Cool, cool. Planks. Oh, you know what? We need to turn off the plank exports. No, they're still off. Wow, look at all these tourists showing up, man. Do we ever get planks in? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. So lots of tourists showing up, and they should start spending all of their money pretty soon. So let's go ahead and make a cabaret for the tourist. Can throw it down right here next to the college, I reckon. And then let's go ahead and do a nightclub. Actually, it's really expensive, but hopefully we can get enough money for that. It's almost 10K. So technically what we're hoping for is that every month we end up making more money than we're losing. And once we really push this over the limit, then will just be on a constant upward trend, which means that we'll just be making really good money forever, which is obviously a really good thing. Let's quickly check in on Liberty. Liberty should be up around the entire island. It looks like it is. And that's good because that means that we won't have to ever worry about rebellion happening. As long as we don't make any countries too upset.
Presidente.
As long as we don't make any foreign countries too upset, then we should never get invaded, and our tourism empire should last forever. Let's make a little Sin City area here. Drag this down to here, over to there. Throw in some quick parks. Let's do, honestly, I'm kind of thinking this could look good. That looks pretty good to me. Checking on the population, so everyone's got a job. There's still a couple of homeless families about, so let's go ahead and build one more tenement. Get ahead of the curve. There we go, and let's go ahead and... Did we research this? I hope we did. Yes, cool. So there's that mission objective done. Have tourists. We have way more than 25. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe tourist on this building specifically. Let's make that for tourist only. Let's go ahead and start bridging on over. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna need to build over, at least over onto one more additional, what's it called? Let's press play. At least over onto one more tiny island so that we can actually build on it. We need to set down cabins on at least 4 of these different islands out here. So we're just waiting for enough money to place down yet another one. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna quick build these.
Pleasure doing business with you, Presidente. And I can pay you back tenfold with just a little magic.
Of course, I don't mean actual wizardry, it's more of sleight of hand, although the technical name is creative accountancy. It does offer an amazing way of making taxable assets disappear, though. I don't even know what that means. But anyways, we get TAO index points. Cool. Let's go into ×1 speed while we wind down the end of our episode here. It looks like I'm getting almost everything that I need done. Let's move this parking deck actually up here if we can. A little bit closer. We don't need this road no more. I kind of wouldn't mind moving the tourist port over here. Things are looking pretty swell. Have tourists. We have more than 25, right? Am I mistaken? Am I doing something wrong? I hope that we didn't...
I've been doing more thinking, Presidente. Usually I pay someone to do it for me, but Marcia's got the sniffles.
If something went wrong, or already has, how are we to know? Intel, Prez. That's our best friend. Could we stealth build some eyes in the sky into this kegger? You've popped, disguised as a simple attraction. It'd help our park score too. Have hang gliding. More TAO index points, of course. So let's go ahead
Robot
and
cars.
build that up.
They drive themselves into the back of a truck so that you don't have to. Coming soon to a road near you.
And you know what? I actually found a pretty snazzy little spot for this building as well. Make sure it's facing the right direction. Like this. Like this. Boom. Let's go and quick build that on up. That should be another...
The hang gliders are in the air, turning thrill-happy theme park guests into our own early warning system. It's a 2-for-1.
We're surging up the TAO index now. Tropicoland is even more popular than the Polynesian volcano experience and is gaining on Toe Stub World in Minnesota. We have about the same safety record too. Cool. TAO index points. TAO index points. Cool. Go max out the budget, make that for tourist only. Ooh, we could do high-powered engine. So this is a good example of it. It says increases fee by $1, but they're spending 150. Oh, it literally does only increase it by $1. But sometimes I swear the $1 increases is actually more. Whenever the building's set to tourist only. But either way, things are looking very, very good for us. We're doing pretty
I've
swell.
been counting the seaworthy vessels on these islands, and the numbers just don't add up. So I've an idea, Presidente, and it's Titanic.
Let's say that something goes wrong, heaven forbid. But we could stealth build a few extra boats into the scheme of things, just in case. Islands are pretty famous for being surrounded by water, after all, and boats are great attractions too. Have a yacht club, have an airport, activate luxury work mode luxury airliner for at least one airport, have filthy rich tourist 10. So TAO index. So I'm not sure if a lot of people realize this, but you can't get filthy rich tourist except for with the airport and only whenever it's on the luxury airliner, right? And so real quick, I just want to quickly mention this. Filthy rich tourist, right? Filthy rich tourist. The yacht club has a work mode for filthy rich tourist. There's actually the luxury hotel. Only filthy rich tourists can stay here. I believe gourmet restaurants have a work mode for filthy rich people, and if you make that for tourist only, filthy rich tourist. I believe the nightclub might have a work mode for it. That might only be rich though. But either way, there's a lot of things that only filthy rich tourists can do. Right? The biggest thing is the luxury hotels. Like, you never want to bother building this unless you have an airport, and unless you're willing to make that airport only bring in filthy rich tourists, and unless you research the airport. Other words, this building's just going to be a huge hole in your pocket forever. So, airports, that's probably what we're going to focus on in the next episode. Getting down some airports. And we'll start really trying to change over this entire island as much as possible. As we can see, with this building completely full, we're netting $200 per month off of each hotel that's full, right? That's more than we're spending on the college, the high school, and I believe even the research lab, all combined. Yeah, so like one hotel's paying for the college, the research lab, this. And then, like, yeah, the hotels are gonna... Just the hotels alone make us lots of money every month. And then that's not even counting, you know, the restaurant where all the children like to go hang out, all the child tourists, the casino, which has netted us $35,000. As compared to the one for our population, it's only netted us $3K. You can see the stark difference. But either way, lots and lots of very neat things that we've done, and hopefully a lot more very neat things that we will be able to accomplish in the very near future. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to follow along with the rest of the 100% series on Tropico 6, we're going to be going through and completing every single mission objective, and getting every single achievement. Should be lots of really cool stuff to be happening in the near future. Then be sure to subscribe. Peace.